phone for video as well. We also have Android 14 One UI 6.0, and we have a new MediaTek Dimensity 6100 Plus inside of this device, as well as a micro SD card slot on the back of our little SIM tray. So excited to see that. I think the biggest upgrade that we're going to see on this phone though is that this now, for the first time ever, has a Super AMOLED display. So this has a 90 Hertz Super AMOLED display. If you guys don't know, the Galaxy A14, the one prior to this, actually only had an IPS display. So it's great to see that on here. We also have 800 nits of brightness on here as well, so that looks good. But yeah, that's everything that we have inside of here. I'm going to be talking about the camera setup and everything else in a second, but let's get this phone unboxed. All right, y'all, so let's go ahead and slide this out. We've been getting these boxes usually with the A series devices right here, which is cool to see. But of course, inside of here, we're going to have all of our manuals and stuff. So we have first our USB Type-C to Type-C data cable. We do not have a wall charger in the box, so just a heads up. Next, we have our quick start guide and terms and conditions in English and in Spanish. Of course, we have our phone in here as well. Let's go and put that to the side though. And the last thing that we have inside of here is going to be our SIM ejector tool. But that is all you can find in the box. All right, guys, so we have our phone right here. We're going to go ahead and take this out right now. I did take a little peek earlier. So I did get a little sneak peek of this device, but we do have a new form factor on this device, on the Galaxy A15 5G. And as you guys can see with the Galaxy A14 on my left side right here, we actually do have that new key island design right there, which honestly I think looks much better and much more modern on the Galaxy A15 5G. So it definitely looks a lot better than the Galaxy A14 in my opinion. Of course, we're gonna have kind of a different texture. This one is more glossy. This one is more textured on the Galaxy A14 5G. I am liking this one a little bit better. However, you are gonna be able to get smudges and stuff like that. Not huge fingerprints like you would with like a glass back or anything, but you guys are gonna have a lot more smudges and stuff on this. So if you want to, definitely go ahead and get a case to combat that, but I think it looks good all in all. And this is the blue and black color for the Galaxy A15 5G, and I think this is the only color that they have at Metro by T-Mobile and all the other prepaid carriers. So I haven't found another color there. They didn't have any other options, but this one just looks stunning. It looks really, really good. I think Samsung colors just this past like 5 years have been great. Honestly, they've been really, really nice. But first and foremost, right side of the device, of course, we have our power button that's going to double as our side mounted fingerprint sensor, and I've heard good things about this so far. Just above that, we have our volume up and down rocker. Of course, top of the phone, we have our noise canceling mic. Left side of the phone, we're going to have our SIM tray, and we can also expand our storage via micro SD card. When you open up your SIM tray, you're of course going to see your SIM, but on the back of that SIM tray, you can actually put an SD card inside of there as well. We still have our 3.5mm headphone jack, so beautiful to see that. We also have our noise canceling mic. We have our USB Type-C port, and we have our speaker grill right here, which looks much different than last year. So hopefully this design was tested and it might bring a better sound is what I'm thinking. So we're gonna test out these speakers on here as well. Again, we only have one speaker on this device, so it's going to be a single speaker, no stereo speakers on this. So our main camera is going to be a 50 megapixel wide angle camera. Our secondary is going to be a 5 megapixel ultra wide camera. So great to see that we have that on here. And our third is going to be our 2 megapixel macro camera. And of course, on the right side of that, we have our LED flash. And the phone is now booted up. I'm just going to go ahead and show you how this fingerprint sensor works. It's not going to be like crazy different from last year's, but it's definitely super accurate. So you guys are gonna have no issues right there. And again, I just booted up this phone right now, so it's not going to be the quickest running right now. But I can say first and foremost, right out of the box or right off the bat, this display looks much better than the Galaxy A14 5G. It definitely looks more premium. Super excited that we have a Super AMOLED display now. That's kind of groundbreaking for the ultra budget phone category. So kudos to Samsung for doing that. First and foremost, our drop-down bar menu, of course, it's going to be a little bit different than last year's. We do have Android 14 running on this out of the box, so that's great to see that we have the latest Android on here. Of course, we have our sound, we have our auto rotate, airplane mode, flashlight, mobile data, mobile hotspot, power sharing mode, location, quick share, nearby share, scan QR code. Of course, we have our multi-controls right there. We have our other modes right there as well.
We also have our smart view down there as well, and our Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. So we have a little bit better organization on this phone, which is great to see.
But that's what you can expect out of the settings on this phone. And going through this phone as well, the colors look a lot more punchy than the Galaxy A14 5G. And I think you guys are definitely going to be able to notice that. Everything looks more vivid, it looks more premium. And instead of that kind of V that we have in the Galaxy A14, we have this half circle, which I don't